And for St Helens, at full-back, you've got Lance Hahaya. Then it's Eddie Gardner, Francis Melly, Gary Wheeler, Tommy Makinson, who in all likelihood will take over the kicking duties from Foster, although Johnny Lomax, who partners Lee Gaskell, might also be called on there as well. In the forwards, Tony Pugliatua comes in for Saints, James Roby, Anthony Lafranchi, Sia Soliola, Chris Flannery is back, and John Wilkin is at loose forward. On the bench, Josh Perry, Paul Clough, Andrew Dixon and Nathan Ash. The coach is Roy Simmons.
Well, some of the former greats of St Helens, just caught a glimpse there of John Mantle, caught a glimpse also of Harry Pinner, and some great names of the past have lined up here. There's Alan Hunt, he's on the opposite side of the fence tonight, of course. Tommy Martin's there. Some great names of the St Helens past. Paul Sculthorpe's in there too. And Paul Loughlin is there, and there's Alex Murphy, and one of the greatest players ever to draw breath and pull on the St Helens jersey is Alex Murphy, and Bernard Dwyer is alongside him. Out they come, the two sets of players. Tom Van Vollenhoven, another legendary figure in St Helens history, is here as well. Paul Wellens leading them out, and Tom Van Vollenhoven will bring up the rear. He's 76 years young, the South African wing legend. Unhesitatingly, he agreed to lead the team on this special occasion. And of course, the people of St Helens are yearning to welcome their team home after a year spent lodging with Widnes. As Eamon McManus, the chairman, said just a few minutes ago, we're proud to have this new stadium that guarantees the future. We're equally mindful of our rich history and tradition, though, he says, and more than anyone, the great Tom Van Vollenhoven. He epitomises what we stand for as a club. And there he is, the great man. He still holds St Helens' tries record for a match. 6 he scored twice in a game. In a season 62, 1958-59, and career 392 touchdowns for this club between 1957 and 1968. What would it be worth these days, Steve-O? He's taking the match ball out to the centre for us.
And what a great moment for him and, of course, the players and this wonderful St Helens crowd. It's so good to see that they're opening the new, but they remember the greats of the past. And as Eddie has already mentioned, one of the greatest wingers, Tom Van Vollenhoven, the former Springbok, the great. And for his age, I reckon it'd give any of our commentators a good run for their money over the 100 metres, that is for sure. A phenomenal player, especially in the likes of the two halfbacks, Holdsworth and Smith. If they can still keep this short game in the kicking game good. Well, that's a nice pass.
Excellent pass indeed, and that's a good ball as well. And they're in here for the first try. It is Jody Broughton, desperate to go one step better in 2012. Now Flannery for them.
To be fair,
Faced by Adamson.
To be fair, Eddie, you wouldn't back against them, would you? I mean, they really had a good outfit, but I mentioned earlier, how much will they miss Graham, the prop? We'll have to wait and see. That's good hands, though. Good stepping.
Wonderful from Wheeler. He finds Sia Soliola, and Soliola trying to out-muscle him. He should have maybe passed either way. Desperate defence. Here they come, St Helens with Lomax! And Lomax, he's just beaten by sheer weight of numbers, and that is the turnover because it was on the last tackle. They went for the power play.
But this is wonderful defence.
Well, Salford played on a snow blanket last week. They're probably delighted to be playing on the grass here tonight. Good feet, great feet. Wonderful stepping. Yes, he's a talent, isn't he, Gary Wheeler?
Wonderful to watch. First time we've seen Roby. Sorry, I beg your pardon.
Here's Roby now.
So higher.
This is Lomax. Little drop of the shoulders, trying to find a chink in the armour.
A little bit more urgency now in the play the ball area. That's what they need.
And it goes down the line, finds touch about 3 or 4 metres away from the try line, isn't it?
Certainly is.
Very eager.
And he's doing the right thing, Eddie. He's not going first man all the time.
Gibson, good hands. Williams stabs it in. They're in again here. That's Gibson. That's Gibson who'll score for Salford. Wonderful skill from the winger. It can turn in the blink of an eye when you're watching St Helens, but what a win that would be. And Matty Smith with a 40-20 attempt. Didn't quite get it right. Straight to Lance O'Hire again. Kicks in general play are poor, but that one from Williams down the line at speed, brilliant.
Certainly is, but you've got to also understand, and Phil Beavers is fully aware of it, the kicking game in that second half last week was the reason why they didn't come away with a win. And they're going down the same avenue. As I say, they're fortunate that Saints are coughing up the possession so easily. They're not allowing Saints to get into any sort of pattern. But Salford have to sort this kicking game out. Surely Beavers has got to take Matty Smith, Daniel Holdsworth, put it onto the ground. Don't go for too much reach downfield. Just get it into touch.
Here is Lomax. He looks and finds the support, and Melly again is clattered by Williams. This time, though, he moves away and arcs his way around the defence. Asks Josh Perry to take it forward, and will take the... No, he won't. He gets a beautiful offload away. And here is Lomax again. Lomax. Was that high? No, says the referee. And Lomax is grounded by Stephen Wild and company. Saints 4 metres away from the line. This is pressure. This is pressure. But that is great defence.
That'll be the turnover.
Or has he got this ball down? Well, how, other than saying it's a double movement, how can you turn this down? Because here now he's twisting, and it looks for all money there that he has got the ball down. Let's see. The try is given by benefit of the doubt. He's just got their first try in the Super League on this brand new ground.
You could see for once the Salford defence, they were anticipating the little kick. Soon as Roby set off from dummy half,
here's Soliola again.
He's in charge, simple as that.
Tackled by Nero. Roby with a bullet pass to Lomax. Hop, skip and a jump from Lomax. Here they come, the St Helens wave of attack. O'Hire goes 360. Then straightens it up again. That's the second tackle.
And again, this Salford man-on-man defence is proving very difficult to get through, though, and it looks like Roby's nearly there.
He is nearly there, but he's grounded. Perry is in at dummy half. Perry will fire the pass to Lomax. Lomax changes the direction, tries to go between two. Roby again, comes back then to Gaskell. Gaskell applies the brakes, goes through them, just short of the line on the last tackle here. Awful play the ball.
That should be a penalty, and it is. Well, 2 errors on the trot there from Stephen Wild, and
this is Wilkin.
That's not what you need from your captain.
Roby gives it then to Gaskell. Gaskell short ball. Perry trying to bustle his way over the line.
He's taking that ball too flat, though. He should have been coming from a yard back.
Roby again. Here's another penalty. Not on the line, not standing with feet over the line.
He's got
Richard Silverwood will talk to Stephen Wild. He's been at the heart of 3 quick penalties.
It really is messy in and around that play the ball area.
Here's Lomax. Pops the ball up for Soliola again. Giant figure of a man, wearing 4, playing in the second row. How long can Salford stand this welter of pressure that's coming at them? That's Pulatua. Roby wants to get on with it quickly. Back it comes to Lomax. Lomax then to Wilkin. Salford again repel all borders. Can they hang on for another 3 tackles in this set of 6? Roby, Lomax, space here. O'Hire has seen a gap. He goes wide though. This is Makinson. Makinson then back to Wheeler. Salford again muscling up in defence. That's 4 tackles gone. If they manage to survive this, imagine the confidence that will flow through the Salford players. But they won't survive it, will they? It's another decision for Ian Smith.
Maybe on another angle. No, I think he gets that down. I think it's just a little finger touch. Certainly bobbling. See how it bobs up now. NOTR wide, and it is.
On his 80th Salford appearance has taken them that close to the line. Here is Matty Smith, Holdsworth, Gibson, Ashley Gibson will get his second try for the Salford City Reds, will he? It's another decision for Ian Smith. Has he got it down?
I think you'd have to say yes or no. Now, does he get it down there? Does he lose it? Oh, it's a big night for Ian Smith, video referee.
And is that ball stolen? And will that be a penalty to Salford? Let's see what Ian Smith's decision is. No try. Now, are they going for a one-pointer? Are they setting for a one-pointer because Matty Smith's there? No. They're coming this way again. Oh, and again it's behind Gibson.
Give it a kick, give it a kick.
This is Williams. And Holdsworth will go for the drop goal attempt. And he's just pushed it wide. Certainly not stemmed the flow of blood, but anyway, the referee will carry on. And here comes St Helens. And this is Gaskell. Tall, rangy figure, isn't he, Lee Gaskell? A try home and away against Salford last year.
And that was good defence from a scrum, wasn't it? Saints put the little play on and run around to create extra numbers. But the green jersey's got there.
Paul Clough struggles to his feet. Roby turns in the direction of the attack. He finds Wilkin. It's time for Salford to muscle up again in defence if they can. They get Wilkin down on the third tackle, just a couple of metres, as you see, away from that line. Here's Soliola and Lomax. That was a questionable pass to Clough. It could have been forward.
There's only one way to break down a man-on-man defence that Salford are employing, and that is a little kick into the corner.
It's with Lomax now. He might come up with that. No, he finds Wilkin instead, who in turn gets the ball away to Wheeler. That's good defence again. This time it was a big shove in the back from Nero. Again, the kick crucial. This time it goes to Matty Smith. And he puts it high down centre field, but it's easy for O'Hire. And now Gardner will take it forward again. Finds O'Hire. He then brings Gaskell back into it, and Gaskell is finished off in the end by Ashley Gibson. O'Hire again. Gardner using the handoff effectively, gets as far as Howarth. Good solid run that from Gardner.
Well, that might lift the spirits a little bit more enthusiasm showed by the winger.
Here's Soliola. And now a chance for Makinson, just juggled with it but held on. Tried to go inside of Nero.
Nice step off the right boot as well. Good balance as a kid.
Roby. Back it goes to Wilkie. Wilkin makes good solid yards forward.
And they seem to be making ground so easily now, don't they? Salford seems stuck in reverse when they're having to defend.
That was a knock-on at the play, the ball. Wilkin didn't play that properly at all. This is the last tackle, says referee Richard Silverwood. And it's with Lomax. Up it goes off the boot of him. Patton's after this. Patton claims it. But they'll have to drop the ball out from underneath their own sticks.
But things like that can just turn the game.
The goal line dropout makes halfway, but Pulatua will run the ball back at this Salford defence. Now this is a real test of the City Reds here. 8.5 minutes of the second half gone. Roby, Soliola. Soliola looked and thought about the offload because Wheeler was steaming up in support. Roby from play the ball. Now it's with Lomax. Here is Gaskell. Short ball finds Dixon. Dixon gets to his feet, plays it again to Roby. Roby then to Pulatua, the big man, trying to use all that strength. Takes three to hold him up. They're camped underneath the Salford line again. St Helens. Roby, can he weave the magic? Will Lomax do the same? Back it comes. That's great defence. Wilkin had nowhere to go then. Nero was all over him. Here's Roby. Roby stabs the kick through. Was he taken out? Doesn't matter maybe because Roby's followed up. And I think it's Roby touchdown.
And not surprisingly, the man who was a superb player. Okay, he got the bounce, it came off the wraparounds, but he was there. Never say die attitude. Got himself through. If it hadn't been a try, it would definitely been a penalty.
St Helens have really tidied up their incomplete sets. That was a problem for them in the first half. They're completing sets, they're quick at the ruck, they're getting decent kicks in, and they're turning Salford around.
And most importantly is the fact that Saints in the second half are not coming up with the errors.
O'Hire for St Helens. Debut at full-back last week in London. He can play either half-back roles or hooker, so he's got great versatility value to St Helens here. He was hooker in last year's NRL Grand Final, by the way.
St Helens got to be very careful that, okay, they've levelled the scoreline, but they can't just think that that's it, Salford are done, because they won't be. They've still got to keep trying, they've still got to be asking the questions. That went back.
Backwards.
So it's play on because Wheeler has it for Saints. Last one though for them.
Go.
Makinson, it was an untidy pass. Lomax, little dink over the top. Oh, it's come up for Gaskell. It's come up for Gaskell. It's come up for St Helens. Melly for St Helens.
And again, the only way to break it side down that's pretty strong in defence is utilise the kick. And it was a good one there, wasn't it, by Lomax? Gaskell deemed to be onside. It was a beautiful offload. Melly with the dummy. And they're starting to warm up here at the home crowd. They've been very, very quiet throughout this game at their new stadium. And I think the crowd and the players might find extra voice.
Saints, as we've seen on many occasions, just going through the gears. I've said it a number of times in commentary. They have that ability, as good as any side in Super League.
Being killed on the penalty count, 6-1 in St Helens' favour, as you've just seen. And Melly looking for another one. He plays the ball in the end. Here is Lomax. Just pops it up to Josh Perry. Three tackles gone. They're 10 metres short of the line, St Helens. With Roby. Roby gets it away. Gaskell, short ball. And there is a try for Andrew Dixon.
Take nothing away from their field position. Dixon got himself in the right position. And he just went through a bit of feeble defence and running out of steam somewhat. But it's that man again, isn't it? James Roby.
Hold. Go.
St Helens now starting to run a little bit hot. Here's the try scorer. Dixon gives it to Lomax. Lomax is on his way. That's good tackling back though by Jody Broughton. Has it just delayed the inevitable? They go wide here, good defence on Clough. Back it comes to Dixon, his initial break. Dixon stumbles 5 metres away. An ankle tap brings him down. Roby finds O'Hire. Here is Lomax again. Halted just short a few seconds ago. Last tackle here for St Helens. Roby is waiting, scheming, looking left, looking right, goes left. Gaskell dabs the kick in. And Patton, has he grounded the ball in goal? Yeah, well, it doesn't matter now because he's grounded in goal anyway.
Well, O'Hire is the man that's running, but I think that's okay. I think they're running in the same direction. Broughton just got the shoulder to him.
Eddie, I don't think I've ever seen a quarter of rugby league, a 20-minute period, where the possession is so heavily stacked in one side. St Helens have made 52 play the balls and Salford just 19. That's an amazing weighted possession towards Saints, and eventually it's going to be more points.
That's going to be 6 to go, I think, is it? No, the ball went backwards. Gaskell and Perry again.
First. Move right in. Stand away.
14 minutes remaining here. 7-2 the penalty count in St Helens' favour. As Lomax gets it away to O'Hire, picked it up brilliantly. Here is Makinson trying to go inside them.
Did well to keep away from the touchline. Will they opt for the kick yet again? It's early in the tackle count.
O'Hire's seen something.
Got to be a play the ball again. Remember, that's a new rule.
Well, it is, but that's a bending of the new rule, in my opinion.
Yeah, it was somewhat late, wasn't it?
We've got a try out of it, though, courtesy of John Wilkin. The try is given to Wilkin, and the match, I think, is irreversibly St Helens now.
John Wilkin, normally he plays a little bit wider out on that left-hand side, but he could see that they're a very tired defence. And Johnny Lomax knew exactly who was coming onto it.
Try against Halifax in the pre-season friendly. Here's Matty Smith and Holdsworth and Patton.
Oh, I didn't intend that.
Away they go with Gaskell.
Patton
long striding Gaskell, and he's almost sat them on the backside. It's going to be a 100-metre try. Gaskell still, and in the end, Nero came back and got him to the ground.
Well, that was a shame because Luke Patton thought he was the dummy runner and it hit his chest. Gave Gaskell the opportunity, and they'll make it pay. They've got the overlap.
They've a man wide. This is Dixon, and Dixon's escaped the net. He fancies his second. That's his Melly. Back he comes to Wilkin. Here now is Anthony Lafranchi. Just a metre or so shy of the line. And Roby once again scheming at dummy half. Misses out Perry, finds Lomax. Lomax! So near.
To be fair, Salford done a good job on Lomax. They kept him pretty quiet throughout.
Gaskell slides the kick in.
Beautiful
Brilliant.
kick.
Dixon second.
They were always going to be in trouble, weren't they? It was Gaskell that made this long run. Got good balance, nice step. You can see there they just faulted the full back. Good play though by Nero. He did very well to come back. Would have been a sensational breakaway try. But this is what we call quality. He knew exactly where it was going, and so did this fella.
Right for me to call it the first big heavyweight clash of the new season. I think it probably is. Cup winners against league champions. Wigan leads. HD1 5:30. Here comes Lomax. Not the best attempt by the defence. Lomax still finds Melly. Melly, big, strong, powerful. Lomax in support. Lomax drops it.
Well, with the scoreline at 32-10, you can take that gamble. Well, he enjoys running out wide on that left feature, and he's eager. He knows to put himself in a good position. That shows with the 2 tries tonight.
Here's Pulatua.
4. Move. Square away.
And Roby.
Go. 4.
Roby at dummy half, and Gaskell stabs the kick in. Was he taken out? No. The man who picks the ball up is deemed to have taken it dead.
Giving St Helens another chance to attack.
It's the last thing they need, is it, to be fair, but they're spot on with the rule, the referee and touch judge. Flannery.
Show. Move. Hold 10. Go.
Roby and Lomax. Gaskell. The runner is Dixon looking for that hat-trick.
Release him.
Last minute, Pulatua waits dummy half. Pulatua. Oh, he's a big man. He gets the ball away brilliantly. Picked up by Melly. Francis Melly back to Lomax. They want it fed out wide here. Lomax ducks under them. Almost on all fours. He almost gets to the line. Play the ball. Play the ball, says the referee. He's trying to. Roby. Soliola. Flick, flick, flick. Back it comes to Nathan Ash. This is the last tackle for St Helens. Roby. Pops it up, and is it a try here? It doesn't tell the story of the first half.
No, you're right, Eddie, and they're just out on their feet at the Salford side.
He's missed a couple. He hasn't missed that one. It's 38-10. St Helens have won the game. It was the predicted margin by all and sundry today.